submission starts externally. But your faith and your taqwa is an internal movement that's expressed externally. So you may begin to pray 5 times a day, right? But taqwa truly changes you. You can pray 5 times a day and still be a savage. You can pray 5 times a day and still be a crook. You can pray 5 times a day and still be a thief. But taqwa is what changes you inside. So just think back. So if you're born Muslim like me, you may have never had a period of Jahiliyyah, but a lot of us born Muslims had to go into Jahiliyyah to figure out that we had to come back to enlightenment. I'm serious. We have a lot of people born Muslim go experience the world. You think they're lost too. Right? But God has a plan for them. And you see many of them come back, right? So regardless to how it is, I want you to think about somebody you knew who was, and you might be the person who was just a scoundrel, for lack of a term appropriate to use in this dignified audience. Just a scoundrel. And then you meet them again and they're changed. They're truly changed. They're a different person. And not just a different person in the way they talk. Right? We all can talk a good game. Right? Yeah, you have to be. We can talk a good game. But you know what they used to say in my neighborhood, talk is cheap. But when they're truly changed, they're different. That's taqwa. Taqwa is what truly changes you. So, la'allakum tattaqun, in order that you may develop taqwa, so whatever the prescription for Ramadan for you is, depends on your current level of taqwa. Only God knows that. But whatever your current level of taqwa is, Ramadan comes to increase that taqwa. So Allahu Akbar. So let me try to give a tangible example, a very practical example. You may pray occasionally. When you're at the masjid, or at least Jumah. Ramadan come, you always pray 2 prayers. Inshallah, all 5. But every Muslim during Ramadan who's fasting usually prays 2 prayers at least. Fajr and Maghrib. Right? So if you were praying no prayers before, those 2 prayers are an improvement for you. Let's say you don't pray any prayers. Except when you come to the masjid for a program. Or for Jumah or something. Ramadan comes around. You start to pray your 5 daily fard prayer. You may not even pray sunnah. You start to pray your 5 daily prayers. Well, that's an improvement. That's an increase. Like so many of us, we get real holy. I don't listen to music during Ramadan. I don't watch television during Ramadan. I don't watch sports during Ramadan. Well, if you're a gambler, right? If you gamble on the Spurs and the Cleveland, the Cavaliers, right? This Cavaliers, right? The Spurs and the Cavaliers, right? In Ramadan, all you do is watch the game and you don't gamble. That's an improvement for you. So one brother, listen, all you do during Ramadan is read Quran. That's all. Matter of fact, you finish it 5 times. One brother, at least he picks it up and reads it during Ramadan. Right? So what that taqwa is for you depends on where you are at. And only God knows that. No one else knows the true taqwa in our hearts. The only one who knows that is God. Because as I told you, the 8th form of the Arabic verb means it's internal, not external. So I can't see your taqwa on the outside of you. The only thing I see on the outside of you is the image you project. Now, as I told you, sometimes you know when somebody's a genuine and sincere. So, the eighth form, tattakun, also means that it's a long-term relationship. You have a relationship with God from the time He said, kun fayakun. If you like it or not. You can ignore the relationship, but it's still there. You can act like there's no relationship, but it's there. Sometimes it's on bad terms. You're maghdub. You're those who maghdub. You know, I said غَيْرُ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِينَ. You may be maghdub or you may be dali. Those who God are displeased with are those who are straying. Ramadan comes to bring you صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Ramadan comes to help you get to the path of those who God favors. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِينَ. Not those who are that God is displeased with, nor those who He's straying, who strays. So as Ramadan approaches, brothers and sisters, let's remember what you get out of Ramadan depends on your level of taqwa. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, when Ramadan starts, the devils are locked up. All the gates to hell are closed. And this is in Tirmidhi. And all the gates to paradise are open. Right? And normally we stop there, right? But this narration goes further. It will be said, you who desire what is good, come forth. And you who desire what is evil, refrain. And it says, and some are freed from hell every night. You get it? You get it? We're not spooky. We're not looking for red devils with a pointed tail and horns to be with big chains on them. The devil that's chained is the devil in you. What's your dalil, Imam? وَإِذَا لَكُوا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا قَالُوا أَمَنَّا. And when they meet those who believe, they say, we believe. وَإِذَا خَلَوْا إِلَى شَيَاطِينِهِمْ. But when they are alone with their devils, they say, قَالُوا إِنَّ مَعَاكُمْ إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُسْتَحْزِئُونَ. Certainly we are with you, we were only playing, we were only jesting. So the first reference of devil in the Quran is talking about you as a human being. Maybe not you as an individual, I'm talking about you as a human being. What is the other evidence? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, everybody has a jinn. And they said, even you? So their perception of jinn was negative, right? Even you, Rasulullah? He said, yes, but I made mine submit. And he only whispers good suggestions. Right? So what's locked up is that rebellious spirit in you. That's what's locked up during Ramadan. And the gates to hell are your appetites. Isn't that what takes you straight to hell? Your uncontrolled appetites. The basic three are eating, drinking, and having sex, right? If you don't control those, you're I'm serious. You don't even, you're at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. For those who study psychology, right? The basic needs are eating, drinking, having sex, right? If you're not controlling those, we haven't even ascended past the level of Adam in our human development. Don't talk about John and Jesus. Don't talk about Yusuf or Idris or Aaron or Moses or Ibrahim. No, you're still controlled by your primitive appetites, right? But also the appetite for greed. Why? Because you're to be charitable during Ramadan. Charitable. The Prophet ﷺ was charitable during Ramadan. He gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and gave and gave. And that charity frees you. It frees you from that greed. The companions of our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, sometimes they would give so much. They would give millions of dollars in one day. I was at a fundraiser here in Houston, and one brother gave $100,000 at the start of the fundraiser. Then in the middle of the fundraiser, he gave a second $100,000. Then by the time the end of the fundraiser, he gave a third $100,000 in one night. So Ramadan frees you. The giving, it frees you of that passion that's a gate to hell. Gossip. You may say, how's that a gate? How's that a gate? Backbiting. You say, how's that a gate to hell? Didn't the Prophet didn't Allah in the Quran, didn't he say backbiting is like eating the flesh, the dead flesh? Now, you got that appetite in you, the gossip, backbite, right? And it's strong. The way you know it's strong is the paparazzis, and it's an appetite that's in society. The National Enquirer, all these scoop shows, right? These appetites are in you, right? Very strong, right? You may have been eating dead flesh this morning. You have to, just imagine you sitting there with some dead flesh, maggots, and all that stuff. You got an apron on. You got a fork and a knife. You're like, I can't wait to get to this dead flesh. That's the image to get when you think about backbiting, right? But that is an appetite in you that's a gate to hell. So when it says that the gates to hell are locked, I know that our first understanding is a physical gate to hell, but it has to be relevant to you and your life and your reality right now. And so what makes it relevant to you and your life and your reality right now is that Ramadan calls you to check those appetites in you that if left unchecked will be gates that will take you straight to hell in your life. And the gates to paradise are open. Right? Isn't there a gate for all? Isn't there a gate specially for the fasters? As we're told in the tradition of our Prophet ﷺ, that there's a special gate to paradise, and it's for those people who fast. Right? And then for those who give charity. And Abu Bakr, the Prophet, was saying all these gates and all these gates to paradise. And when he finished saying them, Abu Bakr said, Ya Rasulullah, is there anybody who will get access to all these gates? And the Prophet said, yes. He said, and I pray you, Abu Bakr, are one of them. So charity, right? Charity. There's a gate for those who gave sadaqah. Do you see what I'm saying? So if the gates to paradise are open during Ramadan, what should be flowing during Ramadan, right? Fasting, gate to paradise. Charity, gate to paradise, right? So these gates that you read about in the sunnah of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you read about them in abstract, but what they are in your life is the concrete reality. Can y'all